2024 is going to be a big year for superhero games, especially for Marvel, who badly need a win right now.
Help me help you.
I'm breaking down all the most exciting upcoming Marvel game announcements and updates you can expect in the new year. I'll be covering all of them on my channel, so make sure you like and subscribe because you're not going to want to miss anything if you're a superhero fan. The first game we'll be seeing a lot of this year is Marvel's Iron Man from EA and Motive Studios, the devs behind the recent Dead Space remake. Iron Man is a single-player open-world action RPG being built in the brand new Unreal Engine 5 and was first revealed by industry insiders Jeff Grubb and Tom Henderson before getting an official announcement as one of 3 new Marvel games EA has signed on to develop. Unlike most newly announced games that are in super early development, Iron Man is a lot further along than you think. Grubb initially estimated Iron Man would be potentially looking at a 2025 release window, and based on the fact that the game was doing playtesting as far back as 2022, that is a very real possibility. This will mean we should expect the marketing to really start picking up for this game with a first look trailer that will likely show off gameplay and confirm the release window. Next up, let's talk about EA's second Marvel game, Black Panther. This was another game that was prematurely revealed by Jeff Grubb, and so far, most of the game's details we know are from his initial reporting. The game is being developed by new EA studio Cliffhanger Games and got this little teaser trailer last year. Like Iron Man, this will also be an open world action game using Unreal Engine 5 instead of EA's own Frostbite engine, which is currently being reworked. According to Grubb, he doesn't expect this game to be telling the story of T'Challa, but will instead be an original story where you essentially create your own Black Panther who will be taking over after the previous one dies. This has gotten mixed reviews from fans, with many preferring to play as T'Challa, but the original story could be an interesting experience. It's also possible EA goes with T'Challa as the game is still in early development compared to Iron Man, with an expected release window of 2026 or 2027. We'll likely only get small updates about the game this year, such as concept art, similar to what we've seen so far from Marvel's Blade, courtesy of Bethesda and Arcane Studios. Arcane and Xbox reputation took a blow after the Redfall disaster, but they're coming back with a surprise Marvel game and are trusting Arcane Lyon, the studio's French location, which was responsible for games like Dishonored and Prey. The game is set in Paris and features the Daywalker himself. The details are still scarce, but based on the trailer and concept art, this game is embracing that signature cartoonish art style they showed off in Deathloop. According to Grubb, the game is currently targeting a 2027 release window. No official announcement was made, but it's expected to release on Xbox and PC exclusively. High chance it will be on Game Pass as well. Don't forget about the Skydance New Media Marvel game. This one's got Captain America and Black Panther in a World War II era Paris setting, which sounds absolutely wild. With Amy Hennig, known for her work as the writer of the Uncharted series, at the helm, expectations are sky high. The concept alone has got me intrigued, though I still think it's weird that they decided to make an ensemble superhero game with 4 characters when only 2 of them are actually superheroes. I would have preferred a game with an established team like the Defenders or the Fantastic Four, or at least have a superhero or 2 that was active during that era join Cap and BP, such as Blue Marvel or Wolverine. But I'm keeping an open mind and looking forward to our first look at gameplay, which I'm expecting later this year, along with a release date at the very least. What will be one of the biggest announcements this year for superhero fans is the 3rd Marvel game that EA has agreed to produce. According to Jeff Grubb, back in 2022, he knew about Iron Man and Black Panther, but EA at the time hadn't decided which character to build the 3rd game around. I think that character is going to be Thor. The theme of these Marvel games they've chosen so far are expansive open world story games built around the most popular MCU characters that can take advantage of the power of Unreal Engine 5. If they were to continue that pattern, the natural choice would be either Captain America or Thor, but since there is already a Captain America and Black Panther game coming, and EA has had time to see that and evaluate, Thor is just the obvious choice. It's a big set piece rich game, which is what EA loves in their single player action titles. Thor is extremely popular, and he offers them a wide range of stories to choose from, villains to fight, and huge environments to explore. Fans have been wanting to see more of these Marvel characters get solo games besides Spider-Man, in part due to Marvel's Avengers, which, despite its flaws, showed the potential of a game dedicated to these characters, and that roster actually had Iron Man, Black Panther, and Thor on it. Speaking of Spider-Man, we can't ignore what's cooking at Insomniac Games because they are set to have a busy year. Despite the tragic cyber attack, Insomniac is pushing forward with their plans to expand their Marvel universe, first with new content for last year's hit Spider-Man 2, which they recently posted on Twitter will be getting news soon. That news will of course be the New Game Plus update they announced last year, which will include new features like Mission Select and the ability to change the tendril color of the symbiote. But Insomniac is also set to release and announce much more this year, including story DLC. I'll break that down and more in the next video on screen.